it's kind of like everyone sees me as a really athletic person as far as like workouts and stuff, but really I'm horrible at everything besides baseball, track, and powerlifting. Like I can't basketball, I can't dribble, I can't shoot, I can jump. That's about it. Any other sport, just really not that great at. The first sports I kind of started actually were baseball. My dad is like a baseball fanatic. Like he excelled in football, and I think he got a few college offers for football. But like his love's always been baseball. So he pushed that to me at a very young age, and so like we have like videos of me like in a shirt, and I'm small now, so I was super small as a kid, and like the shirt goes down to my ankles, and where it's like soft pitch. So that was probably the youngest. That was probably the thing I started first was baseball, and then as I grew up, my parents didn't want me really to play tackle football. My mom's a nurse. It freaks her out. I'm already injury prone, broken like 10 bones. So I wasn't even really allowed to till like high school. And by then I was just kind of out of it. So I played flag football one year when I was real little. Tried basketball in junior high. Played for half a game. Kind of hurt my knee and so that's it. I'm not good at this anyway. And then I did track. Once I got into high school, I was doing track, powerlifting, and baseball. And then I stopped powerlifting after I planned on doing it my sophomore year. I did it my freshman year, went to regionals. Planned on doing it my sophomore year, but then like my knees were kind of bothering me, so I said it's enough of that and just stuck to track and baseball. And now it's just baseball. Yeah, how to make it here. I was just, during the summer I would travel and do like showcases or like playing tournaments. And I was up at a perfect game showcase and a White Sox scout that's real good friends with Coach Kennison saw me and said, hey, I got this coach in Cleveland. And then he mentioned Mississippi. At first I thought he was talking about like Cleveland. But, and he likes lefties that are fast. So next thing you know, I got a call from Coach Kennison, came and visited, signed. And a good teammate, someone that, first off, if you work hard, that's kind of how you gain my respect. If I see you always pushing, even if you're not the best, if I see you pushing hard or something, that's kind of what pops out in my mind. Someone that always fights to be the best they can be, doesn't let things get them down and stay down, they fight through it. Pre-game superstitions. Me, like, I don't like to think it was a superstition, but I know I always end up doing it in like the back of my mind. I know it's one. But like my warm-up routine, right before the game, I've got to like go out into the outfield, like do like sideways bounds both ways, then like go to the fence or do some like fake breaks, like work on my sprinting, and then go to the fence and like do some leg swings with a squat. And then last year I had Mo Grant, and I could we'd always like, give each other a high five and then go to the dugout. He always did it with me. So I'm gonna have to find someone to replace him this year. But I guess that's my superstition. So I just graduated this past summer with my undergrad in exercise science, and hopefully by the end of this semester, I'll be graduating with my human performance degree. Well, hopefully I'll win the lottery by then and I won't have to work. But that's been my plan. But if I do have to work, I'll probably, for like a start-off job, try and go back to where I did my internship, which was like a fitness facility, and see if they'll let me have a job there. I knew this one was gonna come. I couldn't narrow it down. Like ever, like in the history of time. In the history of time, favorite athlete, and a lot of people don't know about it, is like Jim Thorpe, from way back in the day, just because he was so good at everything. And then, of course, like I really find people that like excel in multiple things pretty interesting. So like Bo Jackson or someone like that was just like a freak and awesome at anything he tried. So those are kind of my favorite athletes. What kind of music do I like to listen to? Pretty diverse. I don't really like so much new country. more like the 90s country. And then like I'm big into working out, so workout music, anything rock, hardcore rock, so like Stone Sour, Disturbed. I've done a little Slipknot every now and then to get really pumped up, but stuff like that. My favorite movies, definitely an action guy, so any war type movies, Saving Private Ryan. I want to see that, what's it, the Lone Survivor. I want to go see Lone Survivor. And then comedies, like, what was it, Step Brothers, just stupid stuff like that. I like to go like fishing or hunting. Hobby, as far as like in the summer, I do CrossFit and stuff. I'm big into that. That's about it. I play video games every now and then. I like to travel all right. Cars, if I'm in them for too long, I go a little antsy. I like to move around and stuff, and I get a little locked up in them. But I do like to travel. I haven't really traveled to many cool places actually. Once I think about it, but I've been to like Florida. I've been to Las Vegas when I was really little. We drove all the way there. Where would I like to go to? It'd be cool to visit some of the Puerto Rican players down in Puerto Rico, and then just like South Africa, Australia, stuff like that. I have one younger brother, Tyler. He went off to Texas A&M Kingsville to run track, but he's been having some knee problems, so he's done with that right now, and just focusing on, I guess, lifting the weights and getting big and going to school. My mom always says we were pretty good as a group. I mean, I remember sometimes we would fight, but for the most part, it always gave me someone to go like work out with or run around with, so I wasn't always like by myself because we lived off in the middle of nowhere. Craziest stupid thing that never got me arrested. What? Almost got arrested. We climbed up this big mountain at a park, and of course when you get to the top of the mountain you throw rocks off it. And apparently the rocks we were throwing were landing near a picnic area. But really we weren't. And in the picnic area it had signs, watch for falling rocks, except these were being thrown, so I guess that doesn't count. But, and next thing you know, a park ranger shows up there, takes us down the mountain. We got in trouble, but it ended up being all right. Worst break I've had. The one that's most memorable was, I think it was my sophomore year in high school, and of course the trampoline was involved. And I don't remember exactly what I was trying to do, but I ended up, the railing around the trampoline, I ended up landing on it like this, right on my back. And my wrist came down and popped it. And it snapped my wrist right here. My hand went up and back. So it was like a double layered right here. So like my brother was like, I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like just staring at it. My brother runs inside, gets my mom. She comes out. She's a nurse. She's extremely good at her job. I don't recommend anyone doing this. But she came out and she said, let me look at it. And I showed it to her and she's like, oh, okay. She grabs it, pulls it out, puts it back down, and puts it back semi into place to where it looked kind of normal. And then drove me to the hospital. So that was the most memorable because I was like in shock of what she had done. Probably the loudest I've ever screamed in my life, just because it shocked me. But then it felt a lot better on the drive in. And then they had to reset it again after that. But worst job I've ever had. I've never really had too many bad jobs now that I think about it. Me and my brother this past summer had to we had to dig out beds of grass and stuff and then lay down rocks for in front of houses and that. I got some bad sunburn from that. Probably more of an introvert. I'm not too loud and out. I can be under the right circumstances, but for the most part, I kind of sit back, analyze situations. Jordan Covanec, baseball, center field, number 3, graduate student, Inez, Texas. Student, athlete, statesman, united in green.